All right, so I've just posted the first video and I'm just going to kind of keep rolling a little bit. We talked about identifying the problem, the culprit of our situation, what's going wrong in our lives. And so that was really useful. We have probably a couple of pages of things that we're not really happy about. And so now it's time to sort of identify and look at what's happening and how to correct that stuff. So once we identify that stuff, we're gonna just kind of get to the bottom of things and start finding resources and finding people that can help us. Now we have to learn how to ask questions, and that's sometimes a difficult thing to do because of pride, and I'm super bad about that too. Like I'll sort of try to pretend that like I know what I'm doing or know what I'm talking about until I sort of figure things out. That's not always the best way to go about it. I think asking questions and asking for help and accepting help, that's one of the hardest things to do. We need to learn how to do that better. It's going to be important for us to sort of quote unquote swallow our pride and when people offer, accept the help. A lot of us will sort of do for everybody else and not accept help when people are offering to give us help, and then we end up sort of buried with everything. We're doing everything for everybody, and our needs sort of go unmet. So that can be what's causing our difficulty right now. So we have to look at some of that stuff. What do our relationships look like? Are we always the giver in the relationship, and we never get anything that we want? That adds to our misery or our unhappiness. We also need to do something. Like we need to actually take action, and that's sort of the hardest part sometimes, is just sort of getting momentum, beginning that momentum, and then it can all just sort of go sort of in a direction. So when we do these things, we start doing positive things, we start moving towards achieving goals. We want to make really achievable goals, things that aren't out of your grasp, because a lot of times we'll sit there and we'll reach for the stars, and then when we don't hit the moon on the first jump, then we're like, okay, forget it, I'm a failure, I suck, I'm no good, I'm never going to be anything, all that kind of stuff. And that's not, we need to stay out of those negative loops and stop referring to yourself in the negative, stop calling yourself a name, start looking at yourself, what improvement have I made? Am I better today than I was yesterday? If the answer is no, then okay, get up, let's do it. If the answer is yes, then good for you. We still got to keep making good changes. So keep positive, keep looking at yourself, in a better light, because we'll beat ourselves up way too much. Again, I'm on a tangent. So I think that those are good things to do, and I got to stop saying useful. Also, I'm learning. So start looking at yourself a little bit differently. Look at yourself in the mirror and understand that you're the only person that matters on the planet right now. Like, you have to matter the most. And if you don't matter the most, then there's something wrong. If you're putting everybody above yourself, then that's I don't think it's fair, number one. And number two, it can leave you sort of surrounded with people that are just users, and they just want everything from you. And users will keep taking, and they'll keep taking until you're empty, and then you're walking around empty, and they keep asking, and then when you can't give them what they want, then they just go away. So we just have to watch that kind of stuff and just value yourself more. You deserve better than what you're getting. And if you're upset or you're not getting what you want, and you're not able to sort of affect the change, if you ask for change from people, it's okay to have that honest conversation and say, hey, I would like you to treat me a little bit better. I would like you to treat me with some respect. I would like to, I touched my mouth. I would like for you to, to treat me equally, balanced, whatever. And if you don't get those changes, then that sort of indicates how important you are to that individual person, So I think learning how to value yourself is a good thing to do also. So we just got to keep working, keep looking at things, see what makes you happy. Sometimes we get into these situations where, we're in it for so long that we become something else, something that we don't recognize, someone that we don't recognize. And then we get, stuck being somebody else or being like somebody else. And it's sort of against our nature to be those things. So start looking at that too. Do you even know who you are? Like, when's the last time you did something that made you happy, instead of always trying to make everybody else happy and take care of everybody else's needs? When's the last time you paid yourself? Like, when's the last time you went and bought yourself something nice, or took that day off by yourself to go do whatever it is that you want to do, that you were able to spend a day with the people that matter most to you? And like, when do we do that? Do we? If you don't, then you probably should. So I don't want to be sitting, in a nursing home, when I'm old, like wishing I coulda, shoulda, woulda, or done something better for myself, or more for myself, or, whatever, stood up for myself, whatever the case is. So it's important. Start doing that positive stuff now. I don't think I went along with what the video was supposed to be about, but I'm going to keep these to 6 minutes. If you guys have any input, you want me to like talk about something, I really don't know much, but I do like to talk a lot sometimes. So if you guys have ideas, you guys have things that you want me to say, talk about, address, whatever, I do have some ideas of things that I want to say. So let me know, put it in the comments or whatever. I don't know how this works really. So, all right, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.